Hello guys, and welcome to a new edition of Patch Notes Review. It's gonna be called Patch Recap. Now, we have done this in two editions before. We did the Patch Notes Review, and we've done like two versions. We've done the really long one where I sit down and give my pro opinion on everything, and that took like 30 minutes, 40 minutes or something. And then we did the fast-paced one where we quickly mentioned the changes and summed them up. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do Patch Recap. And Patch Recap is going to be this 5 to 10 minutes video where that's going to be up the day the game gets patched. So we'll have like other changes as well that's probably been made from like PTS until then. So we'll make sure we mention them as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the concept. When servers go down, we're going to upload this video. So while you guys are chilling, waiting for Smite servers to come up, before you come home, like the first thing you can do when you come home from work is just watch this 5 minutes video while you're in your Smite queue, just to quickly get an update of what has happened. I'll kind of give my opinion as well. It won't be very long. I'll just talk about it if I like the change or not, and how I think it might impact the character. Now, this could not have been possible without Blues Ultra, so I want to give Blues Ultra a big thanks. We have started working together. He's the one guy that always does all the cool infographics for patches, and especially for SPL as well. So definitely make sure that you guys go ahead and follow Blues on all his social media. It says here on the screen down there as well, somewhere like there. So go ahead and give him some follows and everything. Huge shout out to you, Blues, for helping me out here. And I think this whole setup looks really neat, really awesome. It's really easy to catch with dice. But let's get into the actual episode. This was a bit of an introduction to what Patch Recap is going to be. So we're going to do this like in Western world reading. We're going to go top left to bottom right, okay? So first thing that's up is Bacchus. Now, Bacchus has gotten a bit of a buff. His spells with the guard, his 3, has got an increased damage by 5 every time he leveled up. So it goes from 20 to 80 to 25 to 85. His healing reduction is now applied when Bacchus is at any level of his stronger meter, and they increase the duration of healing reduction from 3 seconds to 4 seconds. Now, Bacchus anti-heal is actually really good. The problem with Bacchus anti-heal is that you needed to land the stun, and that's not a thing anymore. Hyris even confirmed that you don't have to land the full duration of your free. As long as they get hit by one of your burb waves, or whatever you want to call it, they're gonna take that anti-heal. Or they're gonna be anti-healed, right? So that honestly means you can hit a lot of people. Let's say you're jumping into a raw heal and you can start hitting people and you're gonna anti-heal them. And the damage increase you can definitely feel that. It's like 20 more damage. It's pretty significant. It makes him a lot scarier. So shout out to all you guys that are gonna run around with pen boots. So I think this is a good change. I think Bacchus kind of needed it, and I think this is gonna make him a lot more relevant, especially with healing kind of being in right now, and I love God having self-sustain. So that's Bacchus. Moving on to Hades. Now, Hades also got a buff, and that's his Devour Soul. This ability will still detonate and heal Hades if the target had applied. Okay, so it no longer consumes his blight, but it just like takes it, right? They decrease the cooldown from it from 15 to 11 seconds, and before it from 15 to 11 to just 11 seconds, right? So before level 1 it was 15 seconds, but now it's 11 seconds. So this means Hades is way better clear, and also it doesn't consume blight, which means you might be able to get it off more times. Or I think the main reason why they changed this ability, right, is so you can still get the fear off, so you don't have to fear, apply blight, and then use your free. So I think this is really good for Hades, right? Because he's kind of been out of the picture for a while now, which is kind of sad. I think he's never really been that good, besides like really early Smite. So I'm really happy that he's going to be back in it. I think it's a good change. I'm really happy with the way they did it as well. So good shout outs there. The next one is Kali. Now Kali got a bit of a change to her lash ability. Whoosh. They changed the cooldown basically from 15 to 11 seconds. So it's now just 12 seconds at all ranks. Now they wanted Kali to have a better early game, while not like making that so a late game becomes a lot better. So it has a higher cooldown now late game, but a much lower cooldown early game. This is gonna let Kali like more effectively clear buffs and stuff like that. So I think pretty good change. Did Kali need a buff in this way? Maybe I'm a bit scared now that Collie's gonna have a bit of an easier time to get to that late game where she is so dominant. So we're gonna have to see how Collie works out. But I can see why they did that, and I'm kind of looking forward to it as well. Now, the next character that they changed is Poseidon. They decreased the tide cost of Poseidon's abilities. Basically, the tide is Poseidon's passive. His title surge, bloop, has gone down from 30 to 20. The tide cost, right? You have 100 tide, and the release the Kraken goes down from 50 to 30, and this is actually really, really huge because you're gonna be having a way better time of maintaining high tide, and it's also gonna make it so when you cast your free and your ult and then one, you don't have to stack up your tide before, so it's still gonna work on the one, you know. You're gonna be hitting a lot harder, Poseidon. That means Wolfie might be able to secure that fire giant. I'm sorry, Wolfie. I know you hate it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's a good change. I think Poseidon was like slightly below average, and I think this is definitely going to make him more relevant. And I think it's okay to make Poseidon more relevant because Poseidon is this kind of mage assassin killer, and there's so many mages and assassins in the game right now. So getting him as a counter pick to certain guards, I could see him doing very well into like Sinket, Toph, which are really dominant picks, even Janice. So yeah, big fan. I really like it. I do want to see how it works out. He might become a bit too strong, but we'll see. Now, the only item that got buffed this patch was Talisman of Energy, but it got buffed 10 protections. The only problem I have with this is that every magical defense item is really, really good. Genji's is good, Shogun's is good, Pestilence is good, Bulwark is good, Hardward is good, even only Hunters is like really underrated. So where does Talisman of Energy fit into this picture? I don't really think it does. I'm gonna do some testing. I'm gonna try it a bit more, but I still think it's worse than just buying a Pestilence and getting 80 protections, or buying an only Hunters and being more tanky. I think magical defense is like the most busted stat. It's the easiest accessible stat. I'm gonna rephrase myself here. I think magic prot is like the stat that has the best items, right? So pretty much every magical protection item is really cost effective and really good. It has some kind of sick passive, you know. I'm thinking Shogun's, Genji's, what's it called? Only Hunters. You have Pestilence. You have Hardward Amulet, and then you have Talisman of Energies. But I'm excited to see how it plays out. It definitely needed to get buffed. I'm not sure if this is gonna make it viable, but we'll have to see. Maybe in other game modes such as like Joust and Arena, it could be really good. Moving on to nerfs now. Kamazad's got nerfed, and he got quite the nerf here. On his passive is Sen's Drinker, that's where he eats from his pool. They updated the description and tooltip, that's more accurate now, and they decreased the vampirism buff from 5% to 3%. So he's now not gonna have he's gonna have like less of that extra power and life steal, I believe it is. Devour, which is Thanatos 3, the big jump where he heals, they decreased the heal by 5 every level. For like, they just decreased it by 5, so before it was 15 to 55, now it's 10 to 50 as you level it up, right? So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then the Bat Out of Hell, his ult, they just decreased the base damage by 20 per level as well. So it's now, it went from 120 to 300 to 100 to 280. So he's getting some damage nerfs, like this is definitely gonna infect his damage a lot. The problem I have with this is these nerfs are more towards the solo lane, if that makes sense. This is gonna hurt him a bit more in the solo lane. I do think he's too strong in the solo, but it might make him just that much worse as a jungler now. And we do have to remember that Kamazos is an assassin. He's not a warrior. He's not a solo laner. So maybe they could have given a buff to some of his other abilities. But we'll have to see how he plays out. If he still feels strong, or he's just gonna be way weaker now. He's still gonna be that solo lane bully, but maybe not to the same extent as before. So I'm excited to see what he brings. Now Daji also got a nerf. Daji, we all hated her. It was time. They increased the cooldown on her 1 horrible burns from 7 seconds to 9 seconds. Very good change. And the Trickster Spirit, which I believe is her 2 or 3. I don't know. They decreased her physical power scaling. Must be her 3 then, right? Maybe her old. I'm not good with the ability names. So Daji got changed. I think it's necessary. I think it was some good nerfs for now. It's gonna make her less one-shotty. It's gonna make her more easy to play around, and it's gonna hurt her clear a bit as well. So yeah, that was Dodgy. Moving on to everyone's favorite god, Janus. Yay, that's a lie. Janus got a pretty big nerf. His unstable vortex got a decreased cooldown, and it also decreased the bonus damage from 20 to 15%. Now this really hurts Janus because he kind of wants to throw out his 2 all the time. So it's definitely gonna make him do a lot less damage, and I think you can see that on the damage numbers. I'd actually be interested to see Janus average damage. I'd actually be interested to see Janus average damage before and after the nerf, how much his damage per game is gonna fall. Threshold got the duration, the duration of the deployable got reduced from 3 to 7 to 3 to 5 seconds. So his 3 is gonna be only on the ground for 5 seconds now late game rather than 7 seconds. Pretty good change. He was way too strong. He had a lot of mobility. It was like this doom threshold that you didn't want to walk over, so getting rid of that is a bit earlier is definitely a big plus in my book. The last character that received nerfs is all's favorite, Ullr. Now Ullr has been super strong, so what they did is that they decreased his thrown X physical power scaling from 70 to 65%, so his stun now has less scaling, and then they decreased the base damage from 60 to 1080. Now before it was 60 to 1080, and now it's 50 to 1070, pretty much. They took 10 of each rank, so he got nerfed. He's not gonna one-shot you that much anymore. He's not gonna 100 to 0 you. Now he might 85 or 80 to 0 you. I think Ullr is slightly falling into a better place, but it's hard to compare, right? Because I think Ullr is just a hard character to balance in general, because he just has that tipping point of where he can start to one-shot people. I do think Ullr also is a bit hurt of the current build, which tend to favor crit, but we'll see. I still think Ullr is strong. I think it's okay nerfs, and the only thing I'd be scared about is he's going to be a bit below average, but I don't think that's going to be the case because it's just Ullr, and Ullr shouldn't be down there. That's pretty much it for the nerfs and guards. Now we have some items to go here. Now Mace, that's pretty like Crusher 1 and that stuff, just got nerfed. It just got an increased cost from 50, and that means that it has they have the same costs. It has the same cost as many other like items you want to start with in the jungle, right? So I think this is pretty good. You could get one too many potions. It had 5 more power than like Katana. So I think it makes it a lot more reasonable as well. So yeah, good change. Less potions if you're gonna go for this greedy way. I think mainly they wanted to hit Crusher, and they did hit Crusher. They increased the cost from 2.3 to 2.4k, and the passive base damage per tick has been reduced from 15 to 10. Now, I think this is a pretty needed nerf. Crusher was really good. If an item is getting built first item by multiple roles and are in multiple roles built when it's only really meant for one role, that item should probably be nerfed. And that was the case for Crushers. So I'm really happy that they decided to nerf, and I think it's a good way. Now, one item that's been really, really good for a long time, but is an item you kind of want to watch out with balancing, because it's a necessity in the game if you don't have beats. So Magi got nerfed, right? They upped the cost by 100 and decreased the health by 50. And I think that's reasonable. 150 for Magi. It's a really, really good item. You get a really sick passive. I want to watch out a bit and see. I think the thing is, this is not going to hurt tanky characters that want to build it. This is more likely going to make ADCs and stuff, make them less likely to build Magi's, which I think is a good thing, because that makes the game a lot more exciting when squishies are glass cannons, right? And it's either they kill you or you kill them, which in my opinion is more exciting. But that was pretty much it for all the balance changes. I hope you guys liked all the changes. I think they had some really good changes. I don't really disagree with anything here in general. A bit sad that someone like Achilles didn't get nerfed, but yeah. Now there's some really cool skins. The Pushiacho skin is awesome, and you can buy the Raven Ravana as well. That's a cool skin. You guys should go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna go too much over the skins. You guys can go and check them out yourself. They're pretty cool. I'm gonna quickly mention some of the miscellaneous changes. Ranked, of course, got recessed, and Death Marks as well got a reduced duration. And also they, like on ranked, they did some adjustments. Like I got placed in Diamond 3 after I played. Miscellaneous Awesome Twist Godlike chest, fantasy point stores. They did a bunch of new things, swapped out some things there. They did some new cosmetics, mixer ward skin, mixer avatar, drop the beat avatar, blah blah blah, kawaii recall skin, emoji, peace, global emote. Ganesha has an announcer pack now, and Raver announcer pack. Raver, not Raven. A Raver announcer pack. There's a Bollywood music theme. If some of you guys into that. Now the Inner Demon Arena got some changes. The Arena Titan base HP went up from 1500 to 2500, and they decreased the Inner Demon Arena base respawn time from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. And finally, they updated a bunch of recommended builds, and I'm gonna try and say this fast. This includes 4 Ymir, Gorn, Unif, Ra, Mercury, Hornbastner, Mrs. Osiris, Erlang Sheng, and Bellona. Bug fixes. They fixed an issue where Sylvanas, the CC, the duration of Sylvanas' ult was different at the different ranks of his ult. That was really weird. They fixed an issue where Thanasis could get in a state where he couldn't attack jungle camps. We all saw that clip, I think. Fixed an issue where our Kwang's ultimate would not work properly if he consumed multiple potions while firing it. Fixed an issue where you could jump over Jeb's shockwave to avoid damage. Fixed an issue where Hachiman's Heavenly Banner ability could hit areas outside the targeted area. Fixed an issue where Rama's Astral Arrow self-buff could apply item effects that triggers off abilities. Basic attack self-buffs do not trigger ability item passives. He could proc brawlers and he can't do that anymore. Console fixed some of the circumstances where players could not be able to accept match queue pops. That's pretty much it. Of course, this is like 1 week late. I'm gonna release this on the day that the console gets this patch. In general, we want to release it on the day the PC servers gets patched. And then you guys on console can go ahead and watch it as well if you of course if you want to. So it's a week late, but I'm looking forward to this cooperation work thing with the Blues Ultra. I do hope that you guys like this patch recap. I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to doing it every week. And if you did like it, make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and press the bell so you guys get the hot notifications when the videos comes out. Thank you so much so much to Blues Ultra. Go ahead and follow him. Until next time, everyone. Peace out.